Number 68, Indiana Wolf. Number 77, Ben Dallison. Number 80, Calvin Giesbrecht. Number 82, Jackson Lassiter. Number 83, Jackson Rigo. Number 88, Logan Metcalf. And number 89, William Jackson. And head coach Robbie McNabb and the rest of the staff of the Cochrane Cobras. Now I'd like to introduce to you the Holy Rosary Raiders. Number 1, Andrew Badki Lawanga. Number 2, Matthew Kavanaugh. Number 4, Aiden Bulbria. Number 5, Lucas Feely. Number 6, David Zelenica. Number 7, Nixon Villeneuve. Number 8, Ben Warren. Number 9, Boston Bloor. Number 10, Jake Oreo. Number 11, Caden Wagner. Number 12, Colby Towndrow. Number 14, Cale Mavridis. Number 15, Cameron Say. Number 16, Caleb Gabrielson. Number 17, Luke Witracus. Number 18, Laren Thiessen. Number 20, Caden Thiessen. Number 22, Tyler Gerwing. Number 23, Darius Deck. Number 24, Darby Gervais. Number 32, Thomas Bulgulki. Number 33, Cade Pilkey. Number 50, Robert Enstrom. Number 52, Ty Hines. Number 53, Ryder Elmore. Number 54, Mason Ballin. Number 55, Lawrence Sanosa. Number 58, Maverick Holman. Number 63, Chaz Walker. Number 65, Anthony Galvin. Number 66, Tristan McGillis. Number 67, Staden Storeko. Number 68, Augustine Elofsson. Number 84, LeBron Horner. Number 85, Grady Hill. Number 88, Aiden Alexander. And head coach Vince Oreo and the rest of his staff of the Holy Rosary Raiders. Please now turn your attention to center field, where we will call captains forward for the coin toss. Officials for today's game are referee Brendan Murphy, umpire Daryl Hearn, line judge Bailey Grabmuller, down judge Pierre Wilmette, back umpire Chris Andrews, and back judge Dan Reed. We'll now have the coin toss. Raiders have won the coin toss. Raiders will defer until the second half. Cochrane will receive the opening kickoff. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we'd ask you to please rise and remove your hats and helmets for the reading of our treaty acknowledgement. We would like to respectfully acknowledge at this championship game is located on Treaty 6 land and traditional territories of the First Nations and Métis people. We would like to acknowledge all of the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit who have walked upon and acted as stewards of this land for centuries, as well as we honor elders, the keepers of all, both past and present. We'd also like you to remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
Tier 3 provincials here from Commonwealth Stadium. Once again, Connor Toffin joined by Chad Hill. Chad, this should be a good matchup today.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Ever since the day after Holy Rosary knocked us off last weekend, really. You know, looking forward to seeing this rematch yet again. These are the two marquee programs for Tier 3. Cochrane in the south and Holy Rosary in the north.
Holy Rosary, as you said, with a 43-0 win last week over the Sturgeon Spirits in the provincial semi to become North champions. Cochrane in the south came away with a 42-0 win over the Crescent Heights Vikings, the team from Medicine Hat. They took away the South Championships, so pretty much 2 wins by the same score and 2 very stout defenses. Both of these defensive units let up 0 points last time.
Yeah, both really strong defenses. All year, Holy Rosary has relied on speed on their defense. I believe it's only 1 touchdown they've given up in their last 9 games. That defense flies around. They're not incredibly big up front, but they're very, very mobile. And they really swarm to the football. Excellent team tackling.
So we'll see Cochrane receiving the first possession.
Ladies and gentlemen, to kick this game going, the Raiders will kick off to the Cobras from their 45-yard line.
And here we go. Kickoff here in the Tier 3 Provincial Championship. It'll come up a bit of a squib, but it bounces right into the hands of the returner, who's pushed out on the far sideline. It'll be marked down at the 33, which is where Cochrane's going to get their offense going.
So not a deep kick there at all, and you know, sometimes those little shorter kicks are easier to cover for the cover teams. Less chance of having a big play go against you with some of these short mid-range kicks.
So quarterback Ethan Picard will come out with this Cobras offense. Ethan Picard, in an article, he was a safety in Pee Wee. He does film with QB coach Derek Cooper almost every single day. The first pass is going to be a screen out to the right, and a quick tackle made. Ethan Clazy came up with the catch, but only for a gain of about 4.
Good tackle there to limit that gain to 4 yards. Interesting, Cochrane going empty backfield to start with a 6-receiver set. I haven't got to see Cochrane play at all this year, but I wasn't expecting a 6-pack to start this game.
This time they'll line up with 1 back in the backfield, and they will hand it up. They go off the middle, and that'll be a good gain for Clazy again, who caught the screen and now runs it up the middle for a gain of 10 and a first down.
And I think that's what Cochrane has to do to be successful against this ultra-fast Raider defense. Run right at them. Big, strong running back, run north-south, get positive yards.
Picard under center, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. They're going to fake the handoff, and they will give it to Clazy. The ball's out! The ball is out. A pile up. Not sure who's on it. No signal yet. And it looks like the Cobras are going to maintain possession.
Well, they were fortunate to come away with possession of the ball. Little trap play here as we had a pulling lineman, and it just looked like number 2 Clazy just lost control as he is hitting that gap.
And there's an injured Cobra down on the field. I wonder if this is Clazy. It is. So he's walking off gingerly. They've given him the ball for the first 3 plays of the game. This will be a big loss if he has to go off, but he is running off under his own power.
It just looks like he's shaking off that shoulder a little bit.
So the Cobras move into Raider territory for the first time on the afternoon. From the Raider 53, it'll be a 2nd and 5. Snap to Picard, empty backfield off the motion. They'll go near side to Beauper, who's tackled out of bounds at the 45, but a first down for the Cobras.
I like what Cochrane's doing so far on offense. That's just a nice, simple passing play. Everybody runs hooks to the first down mark, get the quarterback comfortable, move the chains. Good pitch and catch there for the Cobras.
They're moving the ball early. This time they'll hand it off up the middle, and nothing there.
Again, that's that swarming defense by the Raiders. They're giving up some size and some weight up front in that front 7. But, man, they get off that ball quick. 32 closes right in on that for the tackle, Bogucki.
That is the linebacker making first contact. So 2nd and long for the Cobras. They're not in field goal range yet. This is a big down. Picard. Oh, to the left into traffic. That pass batted down by Kobe Towndrow.
Towndrow really impressed me when we were preparing for the Raiders. 12 flashed all over the film at safety. The Raiders will play a lot of man-to-man coverage, including cover 0, where that safety comes down and he's in coverage or he's playing tighter to the line of scrimmage. A really aggressive defense, and you know what? It's paid off for the Raiders all season.
So the Cobras will punt the ball away, barring a fake, in opponent's territory. So good gain of field possession. Kick is received, and they stepped out of bounds. Little bit of slippage onto the field, and that time it was LeBron Horner not quite able to keep the feet in bounds. It was raining earlier, Chad, but in general, some pretty good weather today.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer this weekend than it was last weekend. You know, last weekend these teams were playing in snow with wind chill factors, slippery conditions, so a much nicer weekend for the Alberta Bowl games here.
When Holy Rosary played Sturgeon last weekend, we were well into the minuses. It's like +5 today, and not a ton of wind either. Almost ideal conditions. Really the best conditions I've ever seen for late November football. And that handoff is going to break free. Breaking down the left side, and a big hit along the sidelines, but not before of a gain of almost 20. That was Cale Maverty picking up the gain.
So this is their bread and butter run play. It's a guard tackle counter where you have the guard and the tackle kicking out, wrapping around. 63 is really an outstanding offensive lineman, Chaz Walker, and he leads the running back on that play every time. We scouted that one, and it didn't matter. I think the first play from scrimmage, they ran it for about 40 yards on us.
They're going to hand it off again. Goes right side. This time a lot better effort from the D-line of the Cobras. Some pushing and shoving after the whistle, but it'll dissipate pretty quick, and we'll set up 2nd and 7.
Good job here. Cochrane's got everybody down along the line. They walk up 2 linebackers, and I've seen other teams try that against the Raiders as well with limited success, but good play on first down to limit the Raiders to 3 yards to set up 2nd and long.
Snap comes. It will be another handoff. It's Maverty to the left side. He crosses the sticks into first down territory, and he's tackled across the 45. First down, Raiders.
Adam Jackson in on the tackle again. That's his 2nd tackle. But again, this is the guard tackle counterplay right here. And if Cochrane can't limit this, it's going to be a long day for them because the Raiders will march down the field with this bread and butter run play. They execute it very, very well.
So Holy Rosary lines up at the 45. This running attack so strong early. This time it's a pass. They look left. It'll be completed for 6 yards to Hudson Halden, who's hauled down. That's actually number 8, Ben Warren, looking at the wrong roster.
And Ben Warren's fast, number 8's fast. You saw the defensive back for the Cobras giving quite a lot of cushion there because number 8's a burner. 6 and 8 for the Raiders. Those guys can absolutely fly, Zelinka and Warren. So the DBs are respecting that speed, which opens up these shorter hook routes.
So they need to get across midfield for the first down. That snap is fumbled. It's on the ground. Everyone's diving for the ball. Still loose, and Cochrane's on top of it.
Huge turnover.
Jackson Knox with the fumble recovery, and Cochrane's going to have the ball in enemy territory.
Opportunistic defense with the turnover. I like the way the Cobras are moving guys around in the front 7. Maybe just a little lack of concentration there on the part of the Raiders offense. Huge play by the Cobras defense to come up in plus territory to start.
They'll snap it from the 49. Ethan Picard, he'll throw it out left to Liam Moore. Bouncing it to the outside. He's tackled near the sideline. That was actually Ethan Clazy.
Well, that's an interesting little swing pass here because it's actually a lateral. Number 20, Clazy, is actually behind the quarterback when he receives this ball. I wonder if they don't maybe have a little flea flicker, gadget play where he can throw that ball. We'll have to watch for that one coming up.
Those lateral passes can be so risky, especially after we just seen a fumble on the other side. Here's Ethan Picard. They're going to hand it off. Sean Clazy breaks through the line of scrimmage, still on his feet, dives down across the 30. First down, Cobras.
And that is what the Cobras need to stick to. A straight ahead run game where you just pound the football. Cobras have a big, strong, sturdy O-line. They can take advantage of some of the undersized players on the Raiders' front line and linebacking core.
Bunch of motion here in the pre-snap. They're going to go with the jet sweep. Here's another Clazy. Ethan this time will get tackled short of the first down sticks.
Yeah, good tackle there, I think, by 33. Pilkey, grade 10, also doubles up as a running back and a defensive end.
Lots of Clazy action so far. Ethan and Sean both seem to be pretty prevalent in this offense.
Yeah, they're centerpieces of this offense.
Cobra's looking right. Quick tackle, jar the ball loose. What a play on defense.
Yeah, great stick there to jar that ball free.
That was Caleb Gabrielson.
And again, just team speed on the part of the Raiders. They close quickly. But you know what, though? If you're the Cobras and you know it's 3-down territory, then that's not a bad play. You know, I was going to suggest just pound that football, but it's 3-down territory. So here they go, 3rd down.
5 yards to go. They'll need the 20. Picard going over the middle, just out of the reach of Jackson Rigo. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
So the Cobras want to take advantage of this man-to-man coverage that the Raiders play. That's easier said than done, though. I've seen a lot of teams, and including my own, think we could take advantage of some of this coverage where you're running crossing patterns and deep posts. But these guys on the Raiders defense can cover, and they can rally to that ball. They have make-up speed. That's a huge stand by the Holy Rosary defense.
So the Raiders will take over on their own 25. Snap comes, that ball is lofted into the air. This is a 50-50 ball. Was that caught? No, they're going to call it incomplete. It did hit the ground.
Well, that one just hung up there. And well, we got a player down, too, for the Raiders.
You can see Matthew Cavanaugh getting hit as he throws. And yeah, his arm just gets hit, causes the ball to float. And he was looking for Cade Pilkey on the play, but into double coverage.
The opportunity to coach Cade Pilkey in the summertime with one of the regional under-16 teams, where he played running back actually, but you know, he's a big boy for a grade 10, and he can do a lot of things well, including catching the ball. So if you haven't seen the Raiders play before, you might say, what are they doing throwing the ball up there to a big fullback player? But he's got soft hands, and he makes a lot of plays in the passing game for the Raiders. Not only that, but he starts on the defensive side of the ball as well. So this could be a major loss here for Holy Rosary if Pilkey can't get back up and get in the game.
Yeah, thank you for all of our sponsors as well. We hope he's okay, but want to thank Subway and Alberta Milk, a couple of our platinum sponsors, as well as Morgex Insurance, Raycom Print and Design, Wilson, Elite Promotional Marketing, Driving Force, Deerfoot Inn and Casino, as well as Marmot Basin, all those great companies helping us put on such a great weekend in high school football like this. We got 6 games. We're only in our second one. I'm only in my second game of commentary. I got 1 more to go tonight and 1 tomorrow morning.
I hope there's some caffeine nearby for you to make it all the way through.
Snap goes to Kavanaugh. He boots right. Looking downfield and across the 40, it's complete. Holy Rosary will pick up a first down on 2nd and long.
Oh, wow. There's number 8 again coming through Ben Warren on a deep crossing route. And Kavanaugh shows a lot of patience right here. He's flushed out of the pocket to his right, but he keeps his eyes downfield and finds the opening to the receiver for a huge first down.
This time Warren's going to be on the bottom of the screen. The only man on the left side of the field, but a dangerous one at that. They're going to hand it off, and this one's stuffed right at the line. And a late flag. This is in the area of a horse collar tackle potentially, and it will be a roughing call against Cochrane.
Yeah, I wonder, is that a face mask or a horse collar there?
Can't see much there.
Looks like 29 has him by the face mask.
Right there, that left hand coming from Jesse Groot. I mean, you're bringing a guy down. It's got to be difficult sometimes. You're hauling a guy down. He's still turning, trying to get away.
Yeah, definitely no ill intent on that one. That happens sometimes playing fast, aggressive football. But I love the way Knox and Groot are in there. They're coming downhill hard. That's unfortunate for the Cobras that the hand slipped up. Hey, that was a good defensive play. So this is a break for the Raiders now to get into plus territory here.
From the Cobras 54, the snap to Kavanaugh and another handoff and another one stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. This time there's no flag. A big play for the Cobras defense.
Oh, I like the way the Cobras are muddying it up around the line of scrimmage here. They're moving some guys around a little bit. You see 25 and 42 moving around. And I think 58 comes almost untouched there off the line.
That's Jacob Patterson breaking through the line of scrimmage. Pretty much a free man. So they'll move it back a couple yards. It was a tackle for loss. It's 2nd and 12. Kavanaugh surveying the field. Not a ton of time, so he'll look right and sail it over the head of LeBron Horner. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long, and that brings the punt team onto the field.
Yeah, it looks like Kavanaugh just kind of threw this one off his back foot and the ball sailed on him a little bit. He's feeling the pressure coming there, I think. Cobras are doing a good job here of being really physical with this line of the Raiders. Again, something that I noticed with the Raiders on the offensive line as well, they're not overly big. So you can come right at them and they will give up some ground and some penetration. But I think the Cobras have a good game plan for attacking hard and downhill to stop the run between the tackles.
So we'll see a punt on their side of the field, and it's blocked. Blocked at the line of scrimmage. The ball is loose. It's picked up and fumbled again, and the Cobras have recovered.
Wow. What a game of momentum and big plays on the defense and the special teams.
Looked like Jesse Groot, after taking the face mask penalty, was the one who came up with it.
And I think that's 38 who blocked it almost off his helmet, it looks like.
That would be Carter Church. Now, the reason you don't just fall on top of the ball there, and that was actually Tate Picard coming up with it, the reason you don't fall on the ball is it's 3rd down anyways, right?
Well, exactly, right? And these guys are all trying to make plays, scoop and score.
Yeah, and if you miss it, Holy Rosary recovers, it's still 3rd down, you get the ball in the same spot.
Exactly. They're not getting a first down out of it.
Sometimes I say crazier things have happened. I don't think crazier things have happened in that case. So Cobras will run a 2nd and 6 from the Raiders 25. Picard, the snap is high. It rolls all the way back to the 45, and Picard does a good enough job just to bounce back on top of it, but that will pretty much reverse the field position from that block punt.
that's a squandered opportunity for the Cobras offense right there with that high snap. And again, you know, all these high school teams are running shotgun. That's a difficult job for centers, and especially if that field is wet. It looks like it could rain later on, so some moisture in the air. Sometimes that's difficult, but I mean, the offense can run so much more out of shotgun than you can out of center. So I understand why they want to run shotgun with a spread offense, but that is costly.
So they'll have to punt it away. Holy Rosary with a couple returners back. They'll run up under it. There's some space on the left side, and he's going to use it all the way past midfield for Ben Warren, the speedy wide receiver, with a huge return for the Raiders.
I almost thought he was going to take this one to the house. He got a couple of blocks to set the edge, and I know number 8 is fast, Ben Warren, and he just turns it on. So that'll go down for the Cobras as minus on that punt coverage, as the Raiders took it back right to where the Cobras were punting it from. Great return by the Raiders.
Keep an eye out for where Ben Warren is lined up here. He's probably been the best player on either team, offensively at least, and he's on the bottom of our screen on that left side of the line. Once again, all on his own over there. They're going to look towards him, and instead Kavanaugh pulls it down, and the Cobras are everywhere. They swarmed him. He'll pick up about 2, but a short gain.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was some miscommunication on this play, but you see the guard and tackle pulling for their counter that they're so good at, but clearly they had a pass play off of this. So I don't know if this was a run-pass option where the quarterback, Kavanaugh, decided he was going to throw it instead of run it.
So that might have been a good enough job there. When a play breaks down like that, you probably just want to start running the ball and pick up whatever you can, right?
Yeah, hey, he still gets 1.5 yards out of it as opposed to losing yards. So, and against a good defense like the Cobras, these negative minus plays will kill you for an offensive drive.
Kavanaugh running out of time. He'll float it up there and into no man's land. Pressure being brought again from the Cobras D-line.
I'm really impressed with this Cobra defensive line because if they're not hitting Kavanaugh, they're making him uncomfortable. So almost every time he drops back, he's feeling pressure, and you can see he's starting to sail a few of these balls, and that's tough for a quarterback. I mean, and Kavanaugh's an athlete. They may want to look at rolling him out or booting him out in the second quarter.
So 3rd and a very long 8. We'll call it 9, and the punt team is on the field here for the Raiders. A couple returners back for the Cobras. This is in the area of a fake, but likely too long to the first down marker to see that. So boots off. It's a pretty good one down near the 20. Received by Jackson Rigo. He's got some space on the left side, but he'll run out of it. A great close, and there's a flag away from the play. Happened late. This play might be coming back. This could be an illegal block.
Yeah, that's in that area for a hold or an illegal block. And I think, was that 16, Gabrielson, who closed that down? There's just a lot of speed on this field. Both these teams have guys that can just flat out fly.
So there's actually a roughing away from the play, so this one could go either way. And with the way these two defenses are playing, every yard is going to matter so much. This Holy Rosary team knew they were going to have a challenge coming into today, Chad. Head coach Vince Oreo, in the write-up he had of the game, he said he believes that the Cobras might have some of the best athletes in the province regardless of tier.
Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, I haven't had the chance to see the Cobras play this year, but I have sure got to see Holy Rosary up close. And if Cochrane is matching these guys athlete to athlete and then some, then yeah, by all means, it doesn't matter what tier it is. These are some of the 2 of the best teams in the whole province regardless of tier.
So they do move the ball back. The roughing was against the Cobras, and a handoff to Clazy. He'll be taken down right around the 15. Short gain.
Bogucki in there again, down around the ankles to tackle the big, strong back here.
That first quarter flew by. I had no idea that was the last play of the first quarter. That was quite the pace.
For a 0-0 game, it sure was entertaining, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah.
We got big plays everywhere.
Yeah, we had a high snap that went back about 25 yards, a blocked punt.
A couple of turnovers. No, this is a good game. And And this is the nice thing with the Alberta Bowl, where it showcases a lot of talent. And, you know, for some of the football fans that are in the city of Edmonton, I sure hope they come out and watch these teams they wouldn't otherwise get to see.
Connor Toffin with Chad Hill. Pleasure to be calling this game here on this IC Live Procast. So we're going to flip the field. There's no break in these leagues for any quarter break. No commercials here, so they'll take it at their own 15. It's a 2nd and 7. Picard receives a snap. Receivers everywhere. Empty backfield. And the pass is batted down. What a play from Caleb Gabrielson.
So this Rosary defense impresses me. It's a lot nicer this week that my team's not playing them. I get to watch and sort of marvel. You know, when we were preparing for them, I said to the coach, I said, it looks like we're watching the film in 1.5 speed, doesn't it? Like they just look faster than the teams they play. And so they show that cover zero look, meaning there's no deep safety, and they look like they're going to bring pressure. So teams want to get those balls out quick in the passing game, but Rosary's got the athletes to play that because they can rally up to the ball.
Looked like the punt might have went off the side of the foot. And that's going to travel out of bounds, so not a whole ton of field position flipping there. The Raiders are going to get it at about the 37.
Yeah, he just missed that. He shanked that a little bit.
I'll tell you what, when I'm watching pro football and I'm looking at the screen and I see a punter shank it, I always yell at the TV. And then I went out and actually tried it. And my best boot goes about 20 yards. And and keeping in mind they're 10 yards back of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Every now and then I criticize our punter, and then he's much better than I am.
Not an easy job at all. So, here's more pressure being bought from the Cobras' defensive line. I have no clue who got the sack. They were all there.
I think that was 25 leading the charge again. Jackson Knox. He's having a heck of a ball game.
So not only is it the loss of down and the loss of yardage, but this is no 8-yard sack. They'll move it back 13 yards. It's going to be a 2nd and 23. And I don't know how this Holy Rosary kicker is, but that for sure takes him out of field goal range as well.
I am just so impressed with both these defenses. They look like they're bringing pressure again, the Cobras. They got Knox down there on the line of scrimmage, and here he comes.
They'll look to the right, and they do find LeBron Horner, who gets a good chunk of that sack back. There's a flag on the field.
I think they're going to call a hold.
And this would be disastrous. We'll see if we can pick it up on the replay.
It looks like they're going to call the slot back on the hold, I believe. 22.
Yeah, they do call it. That flag came out a little later. If it is 22, that's Tyler Gerwing.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Gerwing. But you know what? The officials this year have been pretty consistent in how they call those holds. You know, I may disagree with it wholeheartedly at times, but if nothing else, they've been consistent calling receivers on holds when they're grabbing cloth. I know the argument would be, well, his hands are inside, his hands are inside. But anytime they see that cloth as the defensive back's turning away, they're throwing that flag.
The Raiders are moving the wrong way. Kavanaugh would have to get his binoculars out to see where the first down is. He needs 33 yards, and they'll complete a short crosser over the middle. The ball's on the ground. Cochrane fans want the completion in this case, but I think that's a good call. I don't know if they ever had possession.
Yeah, I think incomplete is the right call in the field. It looked like there was impact as soon as that receiver had his hands on the ball. 22 coming across on the drag route. Gerwig again. And that's just good contact by number 10. Separates man from the ball.
Tate Picardi recovered that blocked punt earlier, so that's a couple big plays from him. So it'll be a 3rd and 33. Punt team is on the field for the Raiders. And a good punt here would get it back to around the first down sticks. So this was a great defensive possession from the Cobras. Snap is good, but it's blocked again. Scooped up. It's Ethan Clazy, tackled at the 16. The biggest play of the game for the Cobras.
Oh, they are coming hard. They are coming hard to block these punts. And that's a touchdown-saving tackle by Boston Glory right there.
They are breaking through this line with no issue.
And, you know, he didn't even have to leave his feet. like these guys are almost touching the punter by the time he gets it off. So they gotta look at a couple of things on this punt team, whether it's shoring up the protection or trying to get that snap back a little bit quicker.
So from the opponent 18, the Cobras will snap it and a handoff to Clazy. Gets tackled quickly at the line of scrimmage, and man, if you're going to give up big field position, this is a great way to stop him, maybe hold him to a field goal attempt, and at this level, a 22-yard field goal is no sure thing either.
No, it's definitely not a sure thing. I said I'm not sure what Cochrane has in their kicking game, but a little conservative there, going under center with an I-back formation just to pound the ball. Maybe they have a good kicker. Maybe they're just playing for the 3 points right now. They don't want to give up any negative plays. They want to make sure they come away with points here.
They'll sweep it. Ethan Clazy can't find much space on the left side. He'll pick up a couple yards, but not too much there, and this will be an interesting choice on third down, and we might get a bit of our answers as to what this kicking game is for the Cobras.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much success Cochrane's going to have running outside with these jet sweeps, because Rosary can fly to the ball themselves, and Thiessen does a good job there getting off his block, setting the edge to limit the ball carry to a couple of yards.
So it looks like Cochrane is going to go for the kick. It's Killian Boper lining up at kicker. It'll be a 24-yard attempt, 25 yards where they put down the tee. This is interesting. There's no net on the sideline for him to warm up. Sorry, 20-yard attempt where they put down the tee. So this is a fresh kicker, maybe not warmed up though.
Good snap.
Snap is off, hold is good, and it's wide. It will go through the back of the end zone, so it'll be a single point for Cochrane. But regardless, only 1 point on the big turnover.
Well, 8 minutes and 31 seconds left in the half, and we finally get our first point of the game. And you know what? In a game like this, well, 1 point could be very, very important.
You know, I wouldn't be totally shocked if this is where the score ends, the way these two defenses are playing.
That's what it's looking like right now. But, you know, it was a good snap. It was a good hold. Kicker just pushed that one a little bit wide. And like you said, in any level of football, field goals are never a gimme, and especially at the high school level.
Well, and something I noticed, too, that I thought is interesting is there's no kicking net on the sideline, so there's no chance to really warm up. We've also seen Boper on some special team snaps so far, so
yeah,
really, he's going into the game kicking cold.
Yeah, and a lot of times kickers play other positions, too, and kicking is just one of the other things they do. And, yeah, no net on the sideline. It's not like the pros where guys are getting 7 or 8 practice kicks in.
The Cobras D-line has busted through again. There's absolutely no room for this Raiders offense.
Yeah, they are trying to take away the run game on first down. They are bringing pressure. They are moving their linebackers and DNs around to try to confuse the blocking scheme of the Raiders. And Raiders might want to look at play action or throwing the ball on first down instead of running the ball on first down. It seems like Cochrane settled in defensively here, and they got a good game plan going.
There's been no space for Mavericks so far. This time they'll pull it back into the play action. A pass, a diving defensive play from Tate Picard. He is going to earn a star on my game sheet.
Oh, he's an athlete. Picard and Knox look like they're leading the charge here this afternoon. But again, this is just closing speed and athleticism there to get his hand on that ball to take it away. Excellent play by Picard.
So it'll be another punting situation. This has been an issue so far for the Raiders. Couple blocked punts already on the game. Don't turn your eyes away from the screen here.
You know, they're only lined up 10 yards back from the ball with only 2 up backs or personal protectors.
Much better snap this time. I shouldn't say snap, but much better blocking, and the punt does get away all the way to the Cochrane 46. Much better look there from Holy Rosary.
Yeah, that looked a little smoother. Again, that snap's not coming back with a lot of speed or velocity, so you know, I still think it's there, and with only 2 up backs, I still think it's there. If Cochrane decides they want to keep bringing the pressure, I think they could get another one.
So 7 minutes left here in the second quarter of action. Cochrane up 1-0 so far. This Holy Rosary defense hasn't allowed a second touchdown since 9 games ago. So it's been 1 touchdown let up in 9 games for Holy Rosary, and Cochrane looking to change that. They're looking deep, and a diving attempted the completion, is going to fall incomplete.
And they had it. They had Clazy open there. Quarterback just missed him by inches. Rosary's bringing pressure, and this is the play you have to make if you want to score points on this Raider defense.
Ethan Picard barking at all the wide receivers, giving them instruction. It's a 2nd and 10. Snap comes. It's a play action. The look over the middle. It is hauled in traffic. Some strong hands there from Ethan Clazy, who picks up the first down.
So they go right back to it. They knew they had it, and they went right back to it. Excellent hands by Clazy. Just a little play action there to try to freeze the defenders a little bit. The ball is even just a little bit behind, so excellent effort by the receiver to come down with that.
It looked pretty well defended from Bogucki as well. Just a stronger play from the receiver on that one.
It was just a great play by the offense.
They'll move it to Clazy. Boots out left. He's got a bit of space. He boots to the outside across the 50 near the sticks. Hit came just before he was out of bounds, so no flag, and it'll be a 2nd and very short.
Well, this Clazy's an athlete. You can tell he's got unreal speed and tremendous hands here. So it's getting the ball to him in space seems like a good idea, and he's able to get the edge. Good block there by 83, Rigo.
So it'll be a 2nd, and I'm not even sure if this is a full yard here. This is a chance where maybe you look at play action and go deep, see if you can catch the defense pressing up towards the line of scrimmage too much. They will snap it to the quarterback, sneak it up the middle, and they'll do the easy route and take the first down.
You sound like most of my offensive assistants. They're always saying that on 2nd and short, let's just take our shot. Let's go for it. A little play action, take our shot, right? And a lot of times I do think that's a good idea, except for they've given up so many negative plays against an excellent defense. They probably want the sure thing right there, move the sticks. So a conservative call there, but they're moving the chains.
Yeah, good point there. This Raiders defense has been causing all sorts of issues for Cochrane. That snap low, but it's picked up, thrown out to the left side. It's caught, and that's Ethan Price wrestling his way forward, picks up an extra couple yards at the end.
Yeah, he was wide open in the flats there, so looked like somebody missed their cover. They got a flats defender hanging there. They're playing zone underneath. Looks like they're playing man over top with zone underneath. So that's a nice play against that defense, just to get the ball out to the big back in space there, number 24, Price.
2nd and about 3. They're in a pretty heavy formation, a couple tight ends. They'll fake the handoff and go to the receiver. That's Ethan Clazy. He's going to pick up another first down.
Oh, Oreo stopped that from being a huge gain. He may still be running into the end zone if he's not caught here. Just a little wham play here where you get some motion inside with a lineman and another big back coming through. So they got the ball to 20. He was a great athlete, Clazy, coming hard downhill with a couple of lead blockers in front.
We have a timeout here with the injured Raider on the field. Can't quite catch a number, but we'll get that to you once he's up.
I think that's 63, the two-way lineman, Chaz Walker, who's down there. And again, that would be a very significant loss. I think he's arguably their top offensive lineman, and he makes plays on the defensive line as well. So
it does look like Chaz Walker can't put any pressure on that right leg right now. And while we have a break in the action, I wanted to ask you what you think about playing in Commonwealth for these guys. I talked about it a little bit last game, but can it be a little intimidating when you look up and there's seats as far as your eye can see?
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome experience for the players, but no doubt it can be a little bit daunting for some of them. We've had the good fortune of playing there a few weeks ago in the league championship, and yeah, the kids loved it. They loved it, but it is a little bit daunting.
It'll be another handoff to a wide receiver in motion. Didn't catch the number, but I guess that's a Clazy. It is. This time it's Sean who gets a good pickup on first down.
That's a great first down run. I love that. Coming from outside the box, so it looks like it could be a jet sweep, but it's designed to run between the tackles. So the ball carrier's getting it with a head of steam. He's got a big old line in front of him against the more undersized, fast defensive line in front seven. good play call. I feel like Cochrane's taken over this game in the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Momentum's definitely been shifting their way. They'll run pretty much the same play back to Sean Clazy again, who picks up the first. He's down near the 10. They'll call him out at the 11. First down for the Cobras.
Yeah, and he just bounces this one off tackle. Good vision here by the back. 24 comes in as a lead block, and 83 is down blocking as well as a receiver, and Clazy just uses good vision and takes that one outside for the first.
Cobras are deep into the red zone now. From the 11, they can pick up a first down without getting a touchdown still.
It's that six-pack look again. Here comes the backs motioning back in.
They'll go to a receiver again, and this time Holy Rosary stops them for a loss of 3. There was no room for Ethan Price.
No, there wasn't, and 65 is a little slow to get up as well, the offensive lineman Jaden Andrews. So again, this is an opportunistic defense. Number 9 is lightning fast as well, Boston Blore coming off there. He's quick, he's a playmaker, and that's a huge play there on first down for the Raiders to back up Cochrane.
Second and long, they need to get to the 1. They're going to throw it to the right side, and it was a bit behind the receiver, so Boper had to go down and couldn't quite haul it in.
Yeah, and it looked like that snap might have been a little, oh no, it was a good snap. Quarterback just mishandles it, took his eyes off the ball a little bit, and I think that's why he threw it behind. He took his eyes off where he was looking, and man, you're lucky that one didn't get intercepted when it was thrown behind.
That looked like a design slant too, so you never know, that could have thrown off the timing of the route there.
Exactly.
So the Cobras are going to go for the field goal. They've missed from 20. That's our single point on the scoreboard so far. This one is going to be around the same area from 22, except this one will be in the middle of the hash mark, so they haven't whistled in the play yet, so maybe a bit of icing the kicker on top of that for Boper.
Raiders don't look like they're bringing added pressure. They're playing it safe here. Maybe they're expecting a fake.
Kick is up, and it's good. Boper converts the second field goal, and that will give the Cobras a 4-0 lead.
See another good snap, good hold. Solid strike, gets it just inside that left upright. So Holy Rosary's been very opportunistic all season. I felt, you know, scouting a lot of their games that they really got pushed in the first half against teams. They always rally and they always make plays before the half. And you know, if ever they need a big play on offense or on special teams, now would be it, because I feel like Cochrane's really taken over this game. They're starting to drive that ball, and it's only 4-0, but to me it sure feels like Cochrane's in the driver's seat right here.
2 minutes and 35 seconds left. We're under the 3-minute warning now, and we got a rogue play clock, so they'll reset that. No, there's actually a timeout there called by the Cobras, so hadn't even broken the huddle yet. Why is there a timeout there?
It could be just a personnel issue. I didn't count the numbers. He could be down a man maybe. We've had that happen sometimes where all of a sudden you look out there and say, where's the defensive tackle? We're missing a guy, right? Or you'll have a player yell out, hey, we're missing a D half or something, right? So it's either that or maybe they got a guy they want to get into the game. I would expect Holy Rosary to try passing the ball on first down this drive. I think the running between the tackles is getting shut down, so Rosary's gonna try something else. And you know, if nothing else, maybe the coaches just want to relay for some information to the 12 guys on the field about what to watch for now that we're under the 3-minute mark in the half.
This is a big drive for Holy Rosary. They'll start it at their own 35. Remember, after a field goal, you don't gotta take the kickoff. You can elect to take it at your 35, and that's what you'll see 90% of the time. So Holy Rosary needs to drive 70 yards, and they look to go up the middle again, and it's blown up again.
Oh, there is just nothing there by the time Mavridi gets the ball. He's getting clobbered by 2 or 3 players. Instant penetration here.
That was absolutely disrupted by Jacob Patterson.
And they got 3 guys in the backfield. So Cochrane's really taken over physically here up front.
They got 3 lined up. A 4th comes up onto the defensive line. They will rush 4. Holy Rosary under pressure over the middle of the field and just out of the reach of David Zelenka. That was nearly a big play to pick up a first down.
And that's the type of plays that they've been getting all year, and they didn't get it right there. But really good job climbing the pocket by the quarterback, Kavanagh. And like I said, he's an athlete, right? So he bides a little bit of time with his legs by climbing up into the pocket. And I thought he put that ball pretty much right on the money. That's one Zelenka would like to have back. That's a catchable ball.
It was right around that line of scrimmage, too. We were getting into the area of illegal forward passes. He had crossed the 30, and this is going to be an interesting play. This last punt from the Raiders looked a lot better than their first 2, but those first 2 were blocked. And at their own, standing at his own 20, this is going to be an important play. They will get it away quickly. It's a pretty good punt all the way to the Cobras' 50. It'll be Rigo on the return, and good specials.
Good tackle there, yeah. Bogucki again. But 10 Picard coming off that edge. Oh, he came close again.
Punt was going to the right, too. And actually, it looked like they were going to try and almost angle it out of bounds. And at the last second, he had to turn his body and kick it around the block.
Yeah, Picard just kind of got that right arm in there. He looks pretty lanky from up here. And, man, he's going to get another one if he keeps that up.
So the Cobras, with 1:42, look to add on to their halftime lead. Picard goes deep into the area of Clazy, almost picked off. That was a 50-50 ball and a risky one at that. It looked like, is that Ben Warren in coverage?
Yeah, it looked like they want to take their shot on first down, but Warren's fast and he's playing deep there in that deep third. If anything, that was closer to an interception than it was to a catch there. Good enough job there by Sean Clazy to make sure the DB didn't come up with the ball.
Picard, pressure, it's a screen play. They go to Clazy, breaks a tackle, across the 40, across the 30, finally dragged down to the 25. What a pickup.
Oh, nice time to run a screen on 2nd and 10 around midfield, and they executed that really, really effectively.
Cobras looked offside there by about a yard, might have got away with one.
They sure did. And 54 on defense there. Mason Ballin was inches away from getting his hands on that ball.
From the 25. They got over a minute, lots of time. It's a handoff. Holy Rosary makes contact with the line of scrimmage. It'll be a pickup of about 2 for Sean Clazy.
Well, that Clazy's a nice ball carrier, isn't he? Like, I love the way he grinds out an extra yard or 2 every time he's in contact. And again, these Raiders are good tacklers. They swarm to the ball, but Clazy has that low center of gravity. He gets the pads low. He keeps the legs going. And it could have been 1 yard. Instead, it's 3.
Motion, everyone to the left. Picard will fake the handoff and look right instead. It's another screen and it's picked off. Holy Rosary, oh, they almost had some room. Picked off by Jake Oreo.
Yeah, opportunistic defense, opportunistic team. I'm surprised he didn't take it to the house from what I've seen of Holy Rosary this year. But big time for a big play.
This might have been a touchdown-saving tackle. Look at all the room, and somehow, some way, Sean Clazy was able to pretty much grab onto the end of a shoelace and just yank it.
Yeah, huge play. Like I said, they could be an end zone celebration right now if he doesn't bring them down by the shoestrings.
So that's a big swing. Instead of being up 3, assuming the convert, they're down 4. Pressure. They're going deep. It's a 50-50 ball, and it falls down incomplete. Might have been fortunate there for Holy Rosary.
Yeah, definitely. That was good coverage there. And but first down, now they're taking their shot on first down, right? Because running in between the tackles on first down has not been working.
Looked like they had him open for a second. If there's no pressure, I think he might have been able to complete that too.
And that's a long throw out there like that, right? If you don't get that out on time, it's going to hang up there and give the defenders a chance to get back in position.
Big play here, 2nd and 10, 43 seconds left in the first. They'll look over the middle. There's some early contact and a couple flags.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's pass interference. 17 got hit early there.
Yeah, that was pretty much textbook. We'll see it on the replay.
Yeah, why Trickerts got interfered with a little bit early. It's number 6, I think, with the early contact there, Hudson Halden.
So they will call the pass interference. So at this level, it's not a point of foul penalty like you'll see in the pros. It's a 15-yard call, so they'll move it up to the 45, right around where he was anyways.
Yeah, the pass interference calls in high school aren't nearly as extreme as they are at higher levels of football.
They'll look to the left and over the head, well over the head of Ben Warren, but he was open again, and this Raiders passing attack is opened up a little bit here late in the first half.
But all this really good pressure by the Cobras, and Kavanagh's feeling it. Even if he has the time, he's feeling that pressure. And again, that one was just off that back foot where he's not really setting and driving the ball. He's letting it float because he's throwing off the back foot, and that's why that ball sails on him.
"30 seconds left. Holy Rosary's going to want to move quick. 2nd and 10. Pass out to the right. It's Warren again who's hit down across the first down sticks. And that's going to be an 11-yard pickup. They'll move into Cobra's territory.
Big hit he takes, too, and holds onto the ball. Halden just planted him. Didn't bother to wrap up. Halden just coming downhill in a hurry. Lays the shoulder into him, number 6. But that's a really good throw by Kavanagh. I know it's only 11 yards, but he's able to step into that ball and get it on a line with some zip right into the receiver.
I believe the Cobras took a timeout on the play, giving themselves a break. So even if they don't score here, this is a pretty good last look of the first half for Holy Rosary.
Oh, it is, and I think with that first down and the pass interference before, they're maybe taking a little bit of that momentum away from Cochrane. And even if they don't come away with points here, it gives them something positive to build on when they go into halftime, because they will be getting the ball to start the second half because they deferred on the opening kickoff. So my guess is Coach Orio will want to take that ball to start the second half.
And remember, this was about a minute of game time ago. We were looking at a Cochrane team who was driving almost in the red zone, and there was an interception, and that was a big swing in the game here in the first.
It very well could be 14-0 the way the last 9 or 10 minutes have played out. So Rosary's still in this game, only down 4-0.
So coming out of the timeout, their opponent's side of the field, here's Holy Rosary. They'll boot out right, looking deep over the middle. It's picked off. Guess who? Ethan Clazy, and now he's going to be dangerous on the return. And Holy Rosary is going to get him wrapped up. But Ethan Clazy with another highlight reel play.
Oh, these Clazy boys are players. Holy. And that's the type of play that Holy Rosary has cashed in on all year. I'm sitting here pointing my hand saying this is going to be a touchdown. He's got his man coming open. Quarterback's an athlete. He rolls out. But what an athletic play to get back there by number 20. Wow. Great play by Clazy.
Only 13 seconds left. We're in one of those spots where you might just run the ball a couple times and hope something breaks free. The way they're lined up, they could be going deep, though. We'll see.
They might take their shot.
They'll empty the backfield. They're going to throw the ball. Picard looking deep. He's got a man. That's Jackson Rigo, who's tackled in a late flag. I saw nothing there.
Are they going to call a trip, maybe? I have no idea why this flag came out.
This could move him into field goal range with 6 seconds left. Let's see.
Beautiful throw down the hash mark, though. Puts it on a line right in between the zones.
I think they might get a tripping here. It will go against Holy Rosary.
Yeah, they're going to call the trip. And that's a big penalty with 6 seconds left. 15 yards. Now you can take your shot at the end zone.
He was tackled in bounds, so 15 yards. I don't know what they got. What kind of a leg Boper has for a field goal here. It would be about 36 or 37 yards.
Those long field goals concern me a little bit if you give up a return or a block.
Right.
But they might just air one out here to the end zone.
They might have time for 2 plays if they get it off real quick, and Clock won't go on the penalty, so possibly time for a couple plays. Picard drops back. He's got time. Goes to the end zone. It is intercepted.
Big play by the Raiders there. That's one of those 50-50 balls you're talking about, too. He hung it up there, hoping his receiver could make a play.
Might as well, though, right? No time on the clock anyways.
Exactly.
Wow, look at the play. Interceptions back and forth and back and forth.
Was that 84 who came down with it? Horner?
There was a whole crowd of jerseys there. I couldn't even see. So these two teams are going to go into the locker room. Only 4 points total, and they're all on the side of Cochrane. Unbelievable first half in an entertaining game here at Commonwealth. In 14 minutes, we'll be back for the second half. Maybe we'll see some more points. Join us. We're back here at Commonwealth Stadium. Cochrane Cobras and the Holy Rosary Raiders for a Tier 3 provincial championship. Coming out of the half, Cobras up 4-0. Connor Toffin joined by Chad Hill here on this IC Live Procast. And Chad, your Sturgeon Spirits were in a pretty similar situation against this Holy Rosary team last week in a pretty close game, and out of nowhere they just come out flying.
It was a tight game up until about 4 minutes left in the half, and all of a sudden it went from 8-0 to 28-0 in the blink of an eye. And that's what I've noticed all year with Holy Rosary, is they can score in bunches. So although they have 0 on the scoreboard right now, don't count them out of it, because I've seen in multiple games this year where their offense gets hot, they get some turnovers, and they could put up points in a hurry.
We were looking at some of the stats that we got from halftime here, and the thing that surprised me most was 1 sack by Cochrane. The way this game's been played, it feels like they should have a lot more.
Oh, I feel like that defensive line is living in the backfield. You know, they could take up permanent residence in the backfield there. They're doing a great job getting penetration, and they're shutting down the run game. So even though they only have 1 sack, they've limited a really terrific running back to only 29 yards in the first half. So I also feel like that pressure has got the quarterback Kavanaugh off his game a little bit, where he's starting to hurry a couple throws, throw off the back foot, sail the ball a little bit. So although it's only 1 sack, they've been very effective in that front 7 and defensive line.
Yeah, they've pretty much caused a 3 for 12 so far from Matthew Kavanaugh in the passing game for only 33 yards with an interception. Those 33 yards, half of them were all picked up on 1 play. So flipping things around here, the Cobras, I guess the other shock would be, you look at these stats and it feels like they should maybe have more than 4 points. All this momentum created, but because of a couple picks and a couple big plays from this Holy Rosary defense, they're only up by 4.
Yeah, really opportunistic plays by that Rosary defense to limit Cochrane to just the 4 points. Because I feel like that for 8 to 10 minute span there in the second quarter, the Cobras really took over physically up front. They're getting the job done, and my goodness, number 2 and number 20 are making plays, the Classy boys. So I felt like it could have been 14-0 at one point, but Rosary's got themselves right back in it, and it's anybody's game here going into the second half.
So it will be Holy Rosary receiving this second half kickoff. Cobra's pretty bunched up. I wonder if they're going to spread out a little bit, or if this is the set that they'll come out of.
You got to be concerned if you're Rosary that they could just do a quick little squib kick down the middle.
They'll fake the kick. I've never seen this before. And now spread out. There's a bunch of oohs and ahs coming from the crowd. And they got 7 more seconds to kick it off. So now they'll kick it deeper. It's taken on the 20 by Warren. Warren to the left side. He's dangerous. There's a flag on the field. And he'll bring it up across the 46. But that flag is in the area of holding.
Yeah, it looks like Rosary was trying for a return setup to the left, and that's a long way to run for the kick returner. And because it's such a long way to run, you really run the risk of a holding call there. These guys got to hold their blocks for a long period of time to get that ball returned to the sideline.
What happened there on the kick? When the Cobras went up, kind of bunched up, and then they faked it.
You know, I'm sure they have a very creative special teams coach who's having a little bit of fun with that. But again, you can kind of, gauge the way the return team's lined up. And if they don't condense and bring people in, maybe they take their shot at a little squib kick, right? If nothing else, it's an entertaining way to kick the ball off.
So this Raiders offense found a little more success. There's another flag. It's in the backfield of the quarterback. This could be a major penalty after the 9-yard completion.
It looks like roughing the passer to be tacked on to that 9-yard gain.
This would be 15 extra yards and an automatic first down.
I think they're getting 58 Patterson on that one.
So it will go against the Cobras, and this is already one of the bigger plays of the game for this Raiders offense.
Oh, right up to midfield here at their own 50-yard line now to have a 1st and 10, 20 seconds into the second half. This is the way Coach Oreo would want to see the second half start, no question.
This feels like a championship game.
It does. It does. These are two great teams. I mean, 6th time they're playing each other for this title. And yeah, there's a lot at stake here, and you can feel it.
So it'll be a handoff. They'll pick up about 7 yards, one of their best runs on the day. And this isn't good. Maverdy, after his best run of the day, is taking a knee.
Well, Maverdy got a little banged up last week. He went down with just over a minute left in the game with a lower body injury, and they need him. They need to be able to run the ball with him in order to put up points this half. They're not going to do it just by throwing the ball. They need a threat on the ground. And of course, their other back, Pilkey, went out, and we haven't seen him back either. So they're getting a little thin in the offensive backfield.
Holy Rosary, it's 2nd and 3. There's a flag on the play, but a completion first. They'll be well over the line to gain. Warren again on the catch. That might have actually been Zelenka. Couldn't quite catch it.
Did they line up offside or get a quick jump?
The flag came down a little late and from a weird official for an offside there, but you can't see anything away from the ball.
They're going to move it back.
Not sure what this call is going to be, but we do know it's against the Raiders. This is going to be a big penalty.
It's a chop block. Yeah, it's a chop block, which, hey, I got to put my coaching hat on here now. This has been a pain in my backside all year with the inconsistent. I said, you know, the holding's been consistent the way it's called. Chop blocking has been very inconsistent in its being called on flags. But I feel like they probably should get called 75% more than what it has been.
So it'll be a screen play. They're just looking to pick up a chunk. Warren gets dragged down quick. It's a pickup of only 1.
Solid effort rallying to the ball there for Cochrane on 2nd and long, and I think Rosary just didn't want to make a mistake in an and long, and that's the thing with a UR, like a chop block there, you move back 15 yards and the down counts. So now it's a 3rd down and long. It's big play there going against Holy Rosary. But, you know, chop blocking in high school football, it has to happen between the knee and the thigh. And a lot of times these guys are chopping down below the knee, right? So I feel like it should get called more at this level.
So on 3rd and 17, the Raiders send the punt team onto the field. It's 3 consecutive punts now that have been pretty good from their special teams unit. On the return is the Cobras, who get to around the 48, and their offense will see their first drive of the second half.
Rigo looks like he's got some wheels on him as well. He fields the ball clean, gets some positive yardage. Good coverage, though, by the Raiders with White Trick Roots on the tackle. So good field position again. It's, you know, only 4-0, and it's not like these teams have started way deep in their own end very often. Most times they've had very good field position to start.
Ethan Picard will see his first snaps here the second half. It's a handoff. Clazy making moves over the middle, crosses midfield, and it'll be 2nd and short.
I really like that play where Clazy's getting it with a head of steam as he's waggling into the backfield, getting the carry, because he's able to use his vision and bounce it up outside, or able to stick it in between the tackles if it's there.
This Cochrane team has a lot of depth as they sneak it over the middle, and that's a good plunge across the 50. It'll pick up a first down, and this Cochrane team said their depth is pretty good. Their second unit was able to come in during their blowout in their last game against Winston Churchill, and they've gotten quite a bit of experience this year, but today we're not really seeing too much of it. They keep finding those same playmakers.
Yeah, they sure do, right? And in a close game like this for provincial championship, I think they're probably going to ride those guys. So it was really great last week that they were able to get those depth players in to get them to this point. And I'm sure here the top guys on O&D are going to carry the ball.
That play will pick up another 5 yards. Sean Clazy. It also said that in their last matchup in their South final game, they relied on their run game really heavily from the Cochrane now, and it seems as if it's going to stay that way for the bulk of today's game. And
yeah, I'm impressed with this offensive line and the push they're getting. Like, not a thrilling play right there, but it's 5 yards on first down.
Right.
Like, that's beautiful. It opens up your whole playbook. Now they're going under center in an I formation here. Looks like some old school power football.
This one is going to be stopped short of the line to gain. It'll bring up third and pretty short, about 2. I doubt you'll see him punting here.
Yeah, this looks like 3-down territory right here. And you know what? If your offensive line is starting to move bodies, pound the football here. You need 2 yards, pound it.
They've only punted the ball once today. And quick snap, they'll take it over the 40. Looks like it should be a first down, but you never know.
It could be close. That's a pretty long yard plus for a quarterback sneak right there.
That's actually a lot closer than I thought. He's hit right over that 40. When does he touch down? We should see a measurement. They're saying Holy Rosary has it.
Hey, Cochrane did not get a favorable spot, in my estimation. Either way, I thought it was going to be really close, but the way they spotted the ball is definitely short of the line to gain.
I mean, look at where the line of scrimmage is when we come back live. As you see him, it looks like he might get across the 40. And when we come back, look at where the line of scrimmage is. You see that stick right at the bottom? That is right on the 40-yard line. Look at where the ball is.
Yeah,
right on the 40.
I thought he made it past the stripe, that it was going to be close.
I'm just wondering why they didn't bring out the sticks. It seemed like it was only an inch or 2 off. And here's a good run and a late hit. And no flag. I wonder if he might have still had a couple feet in bounds.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with all the players there on the sidelines. But number 4, Jackson, gave him a good shot to make sure he got out of bounds. So here they're trying to run off tackle now, get him outside a little bit.
Right. Well, and that hit was well in bounds.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but Maverty has seen a lot more running room so far in the second half.
And he's a heck of a running back. He is. He really impressed me in our game prep for them. He really stood out on film. He's a playmaker.
Will they look for him again? It's second and short. They will. He's through the line. He's got a big pickup into Cochrane territory, down at the 46.
Okay, and that's their bread and butter play again, the guard tackle trap. And the running back, Maverty, just follows his offensive line around. You can see 64 with the lead block as he pulls around. And, you know, Cochrane's lucky they're not getting an unnecessary roughness for that one being out of bounds, though. I thought that one was a little close by Jackson. I saw a coach pull him aside as well. Perhaps Coach McNabb has a word with him. Make sure you're in the field of play when you're making contact.
Holy Rosary, another handoff. This time, a big tackle. First contact coming from Jonah Springer.
Good tackle there by Springer. And, you know, these good players are really, and they play a great system here for the Cobras as well. But they make it look easy. I'm telling you, tackling number 14 in space is not easy. If it was that easy, I might be coaching on the sidelines tonight instead of standing up here. It's not easy to do. But they make it look routine here for the Cobras.
Raiders. They'll look to the right side, and it's out of reach of the wide receiver, LeBron Horner. So this drive is going to stall short unless they go for it on third.
So just 4 men rushing right there, but they're still able to get some penetration on those DNs charging hard. And again, just looks like Kavanagh maybe overextended his legs, got a little far apart. And when you see the nose of the football dive down like that, that often happens just from overextending. The quarterback sort of loses his base. And a lot of that happens, like we said, there's only been 1 sack, but a lot of pressure, a lot going on in that backfield of Holy Rosary.
Snap is off, and the punt is away. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be touched up, and near the sideline, they cross the 15, and Clazy gets brought down. Best punt of the day from Holy Rosary.
Feely in there on the tackle. First time we've said his name tonight. But I like the angle of this punt right here, where he's aiming for the sidelines, and that makes it a lot easier for the coverage teams. The hardest punts to cover are when they're in between the hashes, and that returner can go either way. So they pin him to the one corner, and now a long field to start with for the Cobras.
This is maybe their worst field position of the game so far. They've got it on their own 18. It'll be a handoff, Clazy up the middle, and met at the line of scrimmage. He's got nothing.
Well, a host of Raiders to meet him at the line of scrimmage. I think 63's back in Walker. He's looking no worse for the wear right there.
They had a few players filling that gap.
See Walker, and I saw this on film with him a little bit. He's able to do some gap exchanges where he sort of spikes gap. He jumps inside. He'll line up on an edge and jump inside. And again, he plays an interior position sometimes, but he's got that defensive end-like athletic ability.
It's going to be a screen play. Sean Clazy makes a man miss. He is down at the 30. Good enough for a first down.
What a move in space by Clazy. Now, he looks like a power back, but he's shifty as well.
Let's see. Oh, my goodness. He just plants that foot and changes directions on a dime.
Oh, Bogucki didn't have a chance there in space. A little shake and bake there from the power running back, Clazy.
So Cochrane, they're looking deep. It's completed. That's Jackson Rigo across the 50. This Cochrane offense is catching a rhythm.
Oh, and I really like that formation, getting guys open by formation. So they run a bit of a flood concept with 2 players going into the flats, sort of a high-low on the 1 flats defender there. He goes down with the shallow flats, opens it up for Rigo there at about 10 yards deep for a nice first down.
They're across the 50 and inching closer to Raiders territory. It'll be a fake pitch and a handoff. And that one's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. My eyes were up and down the field about 3 times there. I didn't know where the ball was, but the Raiders did, and what a big play.
Yeah, it's that's one of those plays where you can pull maybe once or twice a game. Looks like a fake pitch action to number 2, who's going to get a lot of attention, coming back then across the green with the big lead fullback H-back type there, number 24, Price.
Man, on that end cut view there, it looked like Ethan Price had all sorts of room, just couldn't find the hole.
Yeah, and then it closes pretty quickly with these Raiders players. They can rally fast.
Picard, he'll go over the middle, into traffic, nearly picked off. But a win for the Raiders defense anyways. It's going to force the Cobras punt team to come on the field.
Some really good coverage there in the secondary. I thought this ball was delivered really effectively. Quarterback steps into it. And you know what? It's on the money. It's a better play by the defense there.
Luke Witcherkitz nearly had a pick and maybe even a little bit of space to return it, but can't quite come up with it. So the Cobras will punt this away. Good boot. Oh, my. Raiders will take it, and there's some space down the right side. They'll cut it back to the left, and that's Horner dragged down at his own 32.
So, a successful drive for the Cobras because they started backed up inside their own 20-yard line, and now the defense takes the field all the way back at the 32.5-yard line of the Raiders. So they didn't come away with any points, but they took a lot of time off the clock, and they flipped field position here. So
I'll give you something that happens commentating sometimes, right? Been calling Clazy's name all day. I see number 2 lined up at punter, and I go, yeah, no, I got it wrong. But that was actually Clazy. He might have the best boot on the Cobras as well. And here's a big play. A sack for the Cobras. Sorry, Chad.
16 in there, I think, with that sack. Curtis, first time we've called his name, which again can attest to some of the depth. But yeah, like you said, some of these great high school athletes, you could line them up in pretty much any position, and they're gonna be good. The 1 year, 2017, my last year with the Bulldogs, we had a guy, Ben Van Leeuwen, who was our kicker. Sometimes when he was too tired to kick because he was our running back, he just had a 50-yard run. We got to get the backup kicker in for the convert.
Oh, that's funny. So we'll get the Raiders in a 2nd and long. We're going to go deep down the left side. This is a 50-50 ball, and, man, tons of contact. I think the Raiders want a PI, but they're not going to get one.
Yeah, they definitely want it, but I like that play from number 3 there, Hunter Johnston, playing really physical. And, as a defensive player, you have your right to the ball as well, and he's trying to play through the man, but he's making that effort to get back to the ball, gets his hand on the ball, swats it down. I like that play by the defense, but you're right. That's one of the ones, if you're cheering for Holy Rosary, you say throw it up there, try to draw the flag if you don't come down with the ball.
Yeah, Warren and Johnston looked like they were going pretty back and forth on the hand fighting, so they'll keep the flags in their pockets, and Holy Rosary's going to have to boot it away again. They've had multiple drives like this today, pretty much all of them. Here's another punt, and that's a bit of a risky play there by Jackson Rigo. He's diving for that punt. He's probably better just let that one drop.
Yeah, that's really risky, and I get it. So many coaches, you know, they harp on you got to get the ball in the air, but you can't afford a turnover either, right? And, you know, maybe he's trying to draw the no yards
Yeah, he
penalty.
might have been drawing the no yards there. It was close.
It was very close. But those are those iffy ones. With a 4-0 lead in a defensive struggle like this, I almost err on the side of caution there. It's a big field, hey? If it bounces once or twice, he's an athlete. Take it, you got space. Don't take the risk in a 4-0 game.
Picard under center. They'll fake a handoff and give it to a receiver. That's Clazy. Ethan down the left side. He's got it first, and he's finally pushed out of bounds by Warren.
Oh, and this is a really, really fantastic play design. Once again, we get a little bit of misdirection where eyes are going to number 2, and all of a sudden here comes 20 in from the slot position with a couple of lead blocks coming around. So I really like the play design and getting the ball to a playmaker running downhill.
So a fresh set of downs for Ethan Picard. They'll fake the handoff again and go to the other Clazy. This time it's Sean, and he's got a big gain up the middle, down across the 15, and Cobras are moving the ball.
And again, same sort of idea. They start with an empty backfield, one running back motions in. They give a little fake handoff with a pulling lineman, getting the ball to the other ball carrier, coming in from the slot, running with a head of steam.
This is a run-heavy offense, but not an old-school one at all. Those are looks that take a lot of creativity from these offensive coordinators and offensive coaches. And are they going to hand it off again? They will. Clazy down near the sticks. Sean Clazy's got another pickup near the first down marker.
Well, I think Holy Rosary needs to regroup right here because they're getting gouged here. 3 plays in a row, all on really similar plays here to end the quarter, where again, get the ball to your best ball carriers, but get it to them with a head of steam. And that offensive line has that extra half a second to get that push and open up some run lanes. And so 3 fantastic run plays in a row.
You can see on the wide angle here, look at all the numbers that the Cobras have on the sideline compared to the Raiders. The Raiders, when they opened up the year, they only had 26 players, by far the lowest number of players they've ever had, but they've picked up some players throughout the season. They were up to 34, and head coach Vince Oreo says there's a good amount, a good mixture of guys with different experience and ages. But yeah, the Cobras just have a lot more players. Can that be an advantage for them?
Yeah, it can be a huge advantage. And we noticed that last week with Holy Rosary, is that when you talk about depth, they weren't necessarily all that deep, right? With, I think, about 31, 32 players dressed in uniform. And so they rely on some two-way starters, and a couple of injuries can really take its toll on you.
Cobras snap it quick. That was a trick play. They'll get near the goal line. Did you see that? It looked like there was a couple offensive players turned around looking for a play call, and then they snap it.
That's great. You know, we tried to run something like that, but we couldn't figure it out ourselves in practice. But I love this design. Just look like you're confused, and have a slot back come in and take the carry.
We're back quick. It's a pitch into the end zone. The first touchdown of the game. It's Sean Clazy, and the Cobras are up by 10.
Wow, huge points right there. Although it's only 10-0 right now, it sure seems like this could be an insurmountable lead because this Cobras defense is playing great. And you know what? Number 2, Clazy, deserves to cap that drive off. He's been instrumental. Right. Nice to see them give it back to the running back who's got the lion's share of the carries and the yards.
They will go for the single. And yeah, Sean Clazy scores the touchdown, and I think that was him that kicked it through the uprights, or was that Boper? That was Killian Boper,
yes.
That's right.
Yeah. So, hey, yeah, now it's a field goal and a touchdown with a 2-point conversion to get a tie here, and that seems like a lot right now with the way Cochrane's playing. So great end of the third quarter and fantastic start to the fourth quarter if you're a Cobras fan.
Well, I will say this Cochrane Cobras team in the championship game against the George McDougall Mustangs were up 21-0. They ended up winning 28-21 in overtime on a drive aided by a roughing the passer call on a third and inches and on a third down and a third and inches stand by the defense. So it's not impossible that Holy Rosary could come back in this game still.
Well, I'd like to see the film on how McDougall put up all those touchdowns, though, because
right,
yeah, crack the code, right? Because this Cochrane defense doesn't look like they're willing to give up anything right now.
So we see the same play as earlier. They are pulling into their bags of tricks for about almost every play at this point.
Yes.
Seen a couple fakes and some weird formations.
It's the championships, right? Put out everything you've put in this year, you might as well let the players run it.
Holy Rosary fumbles the kick, but they do pick it up. Looks like Warren on the return. He's going east to west and can't go south.
Yeah, those east to west returns, sideline to sideline, always risky with getting a hold, and we saw that earlier in the game with a hold or an illegal block on special teams. But he just doesn't field the ball clean, and then and Warren is fast. He's a burner, but you're not going to outrun that many Cobras going sideline to sideline.
This has been a fantastically coached game. I want to talk about Rob McNabb on the Cobras. It's his 30th year as head coach of the team. And in the article I was reading from Cochrane Now, it said that he might have been thinking about leaving in 2019, or 2020 rather, but didn't want to end off his coaching career on a practice. Here's a pass over the middle. It's caught. Still on his feet. Fumble, turned over, midfield. There's flags on the play.
I want to talk about Coach as well, but there's too much action in the play right now. Great pitch and catch there from Kavanagh to 17.
That was Witcher Kitts.
Bouncing off tackles. I thought his knee was down, to be honest, but maybe not.
That's tough if you're Holy Rosary. I don't know. That's a close call.
I mean, Pickard comes in with the ball with his hand, chopping down at the ball like you're coached to do, which goes back to these are really well-coached teams, and we can see that through and through. So 10 does the right thing, getting his hand in there. I thought the knee might have been down.
This will give us the best angle that we'll see. That's a good call.
Great call. It's coming out before the ball carrier's down, and 20, who's just a playmaker, Ethan Clazy, scoops it up. You are, though, on the Cobras will move them back.
So that'll help out this Holy Rosary defense, which has been on the field for the bulk of this second half. Some whistles on the play, and looks like we got a timeout.
Raiders are reeling a little bit here after that, so good job by Coach Ory to call a timeout there, get them together, make sure your defense has the game plan to take the field here, because they need a stop right here. If they give up any points on this drive, I'm going to say it's going to get out of reach. But back to your point.
Yeah,
you're coaching 30 years in the same program. I mean, and what a program they have there. So, good for Coach to come back for one more year, and I'm sure if they could win another, what would be the 7th consecutive, I think, provincial championship, 8th consecutive provincial championship.
7th. Yep.
7th. What better way to go out, right? For his sake, that would be just a storybook ending.
For the rest of Tier 3, I'm sure they would have appreciated it if he left after maybe 3 consecutive or 4. Especially this Holy Rosary team, which has seen their struggles against Cochrane in the finals. Cochrane's played him 5 straight times, winning all 5. So another whistle on the field, no flags, and
it looked like a Raider was about to get on the field, but the gate might have been closed.
So Holy Rosary uses up 2 timeouts within the span of 1 play, and that's going to hurt their comeback efforts even more.
Yeah, that could be costly there. As Thiessen looked like he was late to come on the field. He wanted to get on, but oftentimes, the official on the side will say gates closed, which means you're going to get a penalty for an illegal substitution if you run on the field at that point. But again, you don't want to be playing with 11 men on the field. So, a burnt timeout here once again.
So a little bit of a break in the action. This has also been a team in Holy Rosary that's seen their fair share of hardships throughout the year. They started the year by beating their biggest rivals, but then COVID struck. There was a bunch of kids sick, a bunch of kids isolating, and with a heavily reduced roster, they went to Cold Lake and won 62-0. Vince Oreo, head coach, said that things took off after that, and you wonder if that could have actually been, you know, obviously there's never a positive to someone getting sick, especially with COVID, but you do have to wonder if that might have turned out to be a positive for the team. And there's a flag down the field, and Cobras are going to pick up a first down.
Looks like this might come back for a hold, perhaps. But yeah, you know, anytime teams can rally through adversity, often it makes them stronger, and then they start to hit their stride. So, I mean, Holy Rosary looked like a well-oiled machine last weekend. So no doubt they were doing something right throughout the year to get to that point. And you know, I talked to Coach Oreo briefly after our game, and he said, you know, they didn't quite know what to expect this year, and they had the preseason game against Paul Kane, and that was a pretty tight game. I think it was tied at the end of the first half, and he said we really weren't sure after that, and then we just kind of got better and better as the year went on, right?
Right. He said that the next week against Hunting Hills, when they were playing those larger schools, they looked like a totally different team, saying they played very fast and very physical, and it's more of what we're seeing today.
Definitely. Great defense there. Getting penetration into the backfield.
It was a first down and 20 after a holding call, and yeah, a couple guys in the backfield. Looked like Lucas Feely was back there.
And these DNs are so fast, and you know, we struggled with that on the bad field last week. These DNs are just coming off the edge with such speed.
Picard under center. Another handoff. Ball is on the ground. The Raiders say they have it. No signal yet. Raiders ball on the Cobras 35.
Hey, all night we've been saying they've been opportunistic all year. Is that Feely who came up with it here? Again, this is just one of those wham plays where they're running with the added blockers pulling and the ball carrier coming in from the slot. And it looks like he just sort of had a bad mesh, a bad exchange with the quarterback where he never really got a handle of the football.
That is Feely doing the work all on his own, so he drives him back on a big stop on 1st and 20, and then picks up the fumble. Long pass out of the reach of Warren. It will be a 2nd and 10. Holy Rosary not able to capitalize off the initial opportunity.
They might go right back to that, because it looked like they had Zelinka, number 6, wide open on a deep corner route. I think he was coming open. He was there. They might go back to that. I think they could take their shot.
Big play in the game. Only 9.5 minutes left. Many more stops, and the Cobras are going to walk away champions. Kavanaugh looks left. They got a man down the sideline. It's Warren. It's going to be a 3rd and 2, just short of the marker.
Great catch by Warren to tap the toes in bounds there and maintain control of that ball. I tell you, these windows are pretty tight to throw in, and they close up quick. And again, that's a testament to the level of athleticism these guys have, and to the coaching.
It's not do or die yet, but the Raiders need this. 3rd and 2. Bunch of backs. Kavanaugh's going to pull it back, running out of space. There's Cobras chasing him everywhere. Running out of space. He throws it almost a Hail Mary. It's caught. Oh, what a play for the Raiders. And what a play from Kavanaugh out of nowhere.
That is pure speed, athletic ability, and a little bit of moxie to throw that ball across the body.
LeBron Horner came up with the catch. I'm trying to see where he is. He's not even on the screen here. Where do they find him?
I think he's running a crossing pattern.
Man.
Great play. And 16 at good contain there for the most part. Joseph Curtis, he's really strung it out.
They're going to go to the right again, just out of the reach of Horner, looking to make his 2nd big play. Sometimes football is just that, right? You can call the plays you want, you can whatever. It's a chess match, it's whatever. And then sometimes it's just about who can do the crazier thing.
Yeah, sometimes athletes just take over a game, right? And again, any coach will tell you, if you have a special group of athletes, your play calling seems a lot easier, and people think you're doing a way better job just because you got guys that can go out there and make plays.
Raiders, 21-yard line, 2nd and 10. We got some room, it's in! The Raiders have scored and cut the lead to 5.
Zelinka comes open there. So I think Zelinka's been open a couple of times. That time, instead of taking it to the corner, he's just pretty much running straight vertical up the seam. And you can see there's just that little soft spot in the coverage. And good job by the quarterback to find him right there for the touchdown.
This Raiders crowd has come alive. David Zelinka with the first touchdown of the game for Holy Rosary.
I would expect him to go for 2 here. Well, Kavanagh's going off to the bench. Maybe not.
Almost surprised here you wouldn't go for 2. They've already used a couple timeouts, so they might be out of them. So can't change your mind here either. I'm surprised they're going for 1. They do have Horner. He's just going to kick out to the left and block, so they will go for the kick. It's Zelinka again putting it through.
That'd make it a 4-point game. Hey, coaches have their preferences for sure. Some guys have charts they like to refer to. Some guys just go by gut, by instinct. But yeah, I thought that was definitely a time where it definitely wouldn't have surprised me to see them go for 2 to make it a 3-point game.
Only time that single point really helps is if Cochrane kicks a field goal now, right? Then you're down 7 instead of 8. Then you got to go for 2 anyways, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Nope. That's true. But hey, it's.
Or you know the other thing, and I don't know what Holy Rosary has for a kicking game. So maybe to them going down by a field goal doesn't do much.
Oh, and that's true, right? And again, like last week, because of the snowy conditions, we didn't get to see it at all. But you're right, and you also don't know some of the other injuries they've had. Is it a snap, a hold? Well, although they did it on the convert there, right?
And they have had 2 block punts today as well.
They have. Either way, we got ourselves a game here.
Yeah, we do. 11-7, 8 minutes left. We've seen a classic in the 6-man game, and what a pleasure it is on this IC Live Procast. It seems like we'll get back-to-back classics. Holy Rosary looking to defeat the Cobras in their 6th straight matchup. Cobras will receive the kick, and that is Rigo tackled right across the 30. This Holy Rosary crowd has really come alive.
And that's when you can feel momentum start to swing and start to shift. After a touchdown, seeing the way your cover team gets down the field and you know, puts a stick on somebody. So number 10 there, Oreo, has really nice contact.
We might have all action coming up in the last 8 minutes here, so take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors, and Subway, Alberta Milk, Morgex Insurance, Rayacom Print and Design, Wilson Elite Promotional Marketing, Driving Force, Deerfoot Inn and Casino, and Marmot Bassin. So the Cobras will step back, and that one is picked up off the ground, actually caught by Clazy, Marmot Basin rather, on the sponsor.
So again, interesting, and this is why these teams are so well coached, right? Going against the grain a little bit, protecting a 4-point lead. They're going empty, spread offense, running little 5-yard hooks.
This Raiders defense can get a stop. Momentum is all on their side right now. Cobras will hand it off. Clazy over the middle, gets hit around the 40, but able to shed it off, pick up another 4, and get the first down.
And I think for Cochrane, this has been the play design that has worked the best, is getting the ball to your running back when he's lined up as a slot and he waggles into the backfield. He has a head of steam and momentum. You get extra blocker and gives that offensive line that extra half second to get that push on a fantastic but undersized defensive front for the Raiders.
Ethan Picard up 4. He's in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Clazy again. He's going to the left. He's free into open field. He's got one man to make miss, and that man made contact just enough for the Raiders to rally back to the football and push him out of bounds, but a huge gain for Ethan Clazy.
Well, any of the momentum that we felt the Raiders might have, that play took the wind out of their sails.
That's Ben Warren making maybe a game and championship saving, not tackle, but just slowing him up there just enough.
Yeah, if Warren doesn't get a piece of him and slow him up there, he's in the end zone, no question.
They still got 34 yards to go, so Holy Rosary needs to get a stop, but they got to do it quick. Ethan Picard dropping back, looks to the right behind the line of scrimmage. That pass falls incomplete. This is going to be a huge second down.
I like the design of that screen pass. It looks like all eyes are going to Price and the other Classy 20 on that crossing motion in the backfield. But the Raiders played good. It looks like they had that one scouted out.
From the 35, they need the 25 and a couple inches after that. Ethan Pickard. They'll hand the ball off. Classy taken down at the 28. This is going to be an interesting decision for head coach Rob McNabb.
Well, as a fan up here, I say go for it.
Right.
Go for it. But, again, if you have a field goal team you trust, it's pretty far for a high school kicker.
So it looks like they're going to go for it. Picard's at center, and this is the same play they ran for the touchdown. They go to Sean Classy, who picks up the first and is down at the 21.
Oh, I love that formation, forcing the defense to suck up tight to the line of scrimmage in the box, and then just that nice wide pitch with all the receivers blocking out in front. That's really a smart play. Excellent short yardage play.
I love high school football because that's not a formation you'll see in the CFL or any level of pro.
No, you sure won't. And you get a lot of these fun formations in high school.
Cobras from the 20. Handoff up the middle. Holy Rosary is right there, but somehow Sean Classy stayed on his feet. He was able to pick up about 7 yards from where he would have been tackled, but 6 yards on the gain.
Well, and he's a power runner with a low center of gravity and incredible balance. He gets spun around, maintains his balance, picks up 7 yards on something that could have been stopped at the line of scrimmage.
So it'll be a 2nd and 4 or a long 3. Classy under center. Wonder if they'll run the same play. No, they'll fake to the left side and instead hand it off on the jet sweep. But Feely is right there.
Whoa, Feely, I don't know what he ate at halftime, but get that for the whole team. Holy, he's having a tremendous second half.
So it'll be a 3rd and 9. There's a couple subs being made, and I do see Killian Boper coming onto the field, so it looks like they'll go for a field goal attempt. It'll be 27 yards from where they put the tee down. This is no gimme. This is actually a pretty long kick.
Well, if you're the Raiders, you're trying to sell out to block this one right here.
They do have a returner back in the end zone as well. This could be dangerous. Under 3.5 minutes, this clock is flying by. Kick is up. Wide right. Fielded in the end zone, and they're just going to take the single. Probably the smart play there.
Yeah, being that they're down by 4, being down by 5 really doesn't make much of a difference, right? An unconverted major is what's needed anyways. You got to get 6 points. 6 points will still give you the win.
Caleb Gabrielson making the play. Yeah, he might have some space down the right side, but if he doesn't make it there, he's tackled on like his own 3, and then you're driving 107 yards for a win.
Yeah, probably the smart play here. That being said, there's great athletes on the field.
Right.
And sometimes, you know, you want the athlete to be an athlete, but he was probably given instructions before he went out there too, right? Normally coaches, a special teams coordinator, the head coach, will tell the returner what they want should it be a miss.
Long pass over the middle, out of the reach of everybody, and this will bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 35.
Well, Trickhoots came open there. He's open on the vertical. His ball just sails a little bit on Kavanagh.
2nd and 10 Raiders.
Oh, Witcher-Kitts was open. That ball has a couple less yards on it. He's looking at space and a big play, maybe even the end zone for Witcher-Kitts. Instead, we're in a 2nd and 10. We'll hit the 3-minute warning after this play. Kavanagh airs it out. Near sideline, it'll travel out of bounds, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Do you go for it here?
I think there's too much time left on the clock at this point. That being said, they are out of timeouts, but in the Canadian game and in the high school game, 2:41 at the end of a half is still a significant amount of time. Although I don't see the punt team coming out here.
I think Oreo might not want to put the ball back into the hands of the Classies. We'll see.
This should be the game on the line right here then.
They're going to go for it. It's passed. It's deep. Warren had it hit loose. Warren was clocked over the middle of the field, and the Cobras come up with their biggest defensive play of the game.
Was that Ethan Classy, number 20, who makes that play? He's dropped off as the corner, and yeah, he's going to break on the ball. And sure enough, he disrupts the play. It looks like Zelinka has not moved a whole lot since that contact.
No, I mean, Classy came in, and I think it was a clean hit, right? But a hard one.
Yeah, I agree. It looked completely clean, below the neck level. And he disrupted, took the ball out of the receiver's hands and chest. That's a great defensive play by number 20, Ethan Classy.
So 2.5 minutes, Holy Rosary, like they need to stop now.
Yeah, they do. And I would even go so far as to say you can't be giving up a first down either. You need to stop here on 1st and 2nd. My guess is it's 3-down territory for the Cobras.
Right.
So I'd look for the Cobras to pound this football. That empty backfield motion where number 2, Classy, will motion in and get that ball with some momentum behind him.
Be sure to stick around after this game as well. We'll have the medal presentation for whoever comes out on top. We're far away from finished, especially when Ethan Price is running out of space.
So again, a little surprised you're giving the ball to Price over Classy, but maybe just a little bit of a tendency breaker there.
Also, be sure to stick around. It'll be our Tier 2 final at 7 o'clock. Holy Trinity Academy and the St. Joseph's Celtics will be playing for the Tier 2 championship, but we still got a lot to figure out here in Tier 3. Clock ticking towards that 2-minute mark. It couldn't go faster if you're a Cobras fan. They're going to run the whole clock out, snap it at 1, and give it to Price again, who stopped up behind the line of scrimmage. Holy Rosary is staying alive.
And here's where not having a timeout left really hurts. I mean, if they didn't have to burn that second timeout, they'd be operating with another 20 seconds or so on the clock.
So it's 3rd down and 7. Looks like the punt team is on the field here for the Cobras. I don't think you kick it here for the single. That puts you up 6, which is nice, because then if they don't convert after the touchdown, you're still in a tie game. But I'd imagine they'll play for field position, try to pin him back, or maybe we're in the territory for a fake.
Yeah, we are definitely in that territory. It's either that or try to pin them to a corner, right?
And the Cobras have been really creative today so far as well, and that's a smart play. Wait for the clock to tick down to 1 and use your timeout.
Yeah, that's great. And you know what? And even a delay of game at this point doesn't even really hurt you, because it's 3rd down anyways. If it was 2nd down, it would hurt you because it's a loss of a down under the 3-minute mark. But that's great, taking 20 seconds off the clock. And again, if Rosary had that timeout, that wouldn't have happened, right? Because it wouldn't have been blown in for the clock to tick.
So Rosary could have had it at the 2-minute mark instead. And I do wonder, you don't have to put your punt team back on the field.
No. In fact, now would be a great time to come back out with the offense. Especially if Rosary's going to send their punt return team back. This might be a time where, the coaches of Rosary may be saying, defense, you're staying on the field.
That looks
defense
like
stays on.
I see Picard on the field, and I don't see a punter. Are they going for it?
They're going to try to end the game right here and now.
Picard lines up in the shotgun. He still is eligible to punt. Anything could happen, but I think they're going for it. 3rd down and 7. This is pretty much for the game. Picard drops back, fakes it to the right. He looks right, he's going deep, throws it way up into the air, and Classy is going to draw a pass interference.
And that'll seal it right there with that flag for pass interference. You saw the official think about it, he thought about it, and then he threw it. It's a little hook and go by Classy. He gets a bit of separation. That's a tough call.
That's pretty minimal contact. The way I've had it described to me is you pretty much have to turn your head, and then they'll allow a little more contact, right?
Yeah, so I had one official say to me that technically in the rules, you don't have to turn the head, but that seems to be a focus point that they're looking for. And number 16's head was definitely very late getting around there, right? So I think that's why the flag came out there. That's a bit of an iffy one, but hey, big guts to go for a deep pass there on 3rd and 8. I like the guts in the call there of the Cobras.
Sean Clazy's going to run it again. There's a flag on the play. It'll be brought down, only a gain of about 2. I guess the thing about that flag is I think technically you could say it was a pass interference, right?
Yeah.
By the book, that's a PI, but to call it with 1.5 minutes left in the game at this stage, I got to say, I do like when officials call it consistently all the way through, though.
Right, and you know, pass interference is a tough call. It's a really tough call, and I'm not going to lie. I think we've seen some inconsistencies throughout the season with how that gets called or doesn't call. But it's a judgment call, and it's tough, like right there, you know, at the nanosecond that it happens. But by all means, that's a tough one to go against the Raiders. But hey. It's one call, and Cochrane's played great football. And right now, they're in the driver's seat for this championship game.
So the flag was thrown and didn't catch the penalty. They're still discussing what's going on. They're going to walk it back towards Cochrane's side, and it'll be an unnecessary roughness against Cochrane. So this game's not over.
No, and that's especially tough because, again, it's 15 yards back, and now we have 2nd down. Not a replay of first, it's 2nd down.
So it'll be 2nd and about 20. They need to get to the 7. It's longer than 20, that's 23. They'll drop back and hand it off. Ethan Clazy. Oh, he ran over the defender, but he does go out of bounds. Talk about taking a hit for the team.
Oh, that's a great run by Clazy, but you wish that if you're Cochrane that he would have just stayed in bounds here, gone down. But he ends this run with an exclamation point, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's Ben Warren taking the contact, and if Holy Rosary wants to come back in this game, they'll need a stop here on 3rd down, and then they're probably going to look towards Warren on a big play to come back.
That's right.
3rd down. They can kick a field goal and go up 8. It would be about 23, 24 yards from here. I believe the play has been whistled dead. I haven't seen a signal for timeout. There's still an official standing over the ball.
Looks like there's some confusion here.
Well, I'm not sure.
They're calling field goal now, so an 8-point lead then with just over a minute left to play. It's going to make for an exciting finish.
I didn't see a timeout called there. I guess I'm just wondering why there's so much time being allowed for Cochrane here, unless we just missed a timeout.
I didn't hear I didn't see the ref signal timeout either.
So we've been sitting here for a solid minute, and Cochrane will go for the field goal. It'll be a 24-yard attempt. If he misses, Holy Rosary will take the ball in their own territory and need to drive a ways. If he makes, they go up 8. Here's Boper. Kick is up. It'll be tied. It is good. Just barely over the crossbar. Cochrane has an 8-point lead.
He squeaks it over the crossbar. Just gets it to land.
That was a 24-yard kick. Good from 25.
Wow. Right, they don't ask how, they just ask how many, right? So
right.
What a huge field goal for that young man, though, with pressure on him.
What can Holy Rosary do?
They got 1:12 left to figure it out here with the Tier 3 Alberta Bowl on the line. Provincial championship. What a game.
Can Matthew Kavanaugh come up with the drive of a lifetime? 1:12 left. Holy Rosary driving for the tie. Kavanaugh is going to look right. It's completed along the sidelines. It'll be a pickup of 8, and they get out of bounds. Warren with the completion.
You called it. They're going to go to Warren.
Looked like they had the middle of the field pretty open, but you want to work the sidelines at this point of the game.
Yeah, and that's, again, great toe tap there. You only need one in the Canadian game here, but he got both down.
So it'll be a 2nd and 3, a short 3. For this Holy Rosary offense, they'll need a lot more, and that one's going to get picked off!
That should be the game right there.
Hudson Halden clinches it for the Cobras.
Hey, you know what? I think they baited them into taking that deep shot over the middle, and it closed up in a hurry with Halden closing ground and making a play on the ball.
And what a catch. He was fully stretched out, able to bring it in, and you see the emotion from Halden. They're now a minute away from being provincial champions for the 6th time in a row.
And kind of fitting that, you know, the game really gets sealed with a huge defensive play like that.
So Picard will be out of the shotgun, no one in the backfield at the moment. I doubt they'll be going to the air here. They will boot Sean Clausy in off the motion and run him to the right. And if he gets a first down, it's over. He does. He's across the 45, still moving the pile. He's got to go down before the ball comes out.
Yeah, and this has been effective all day. Clausy waggling back into the backfield. I'm just so impressed with how he carries the ball, how he has the low pad level and gains yards after contact consistently. What a fantastic ball carrier.
And technically 40 seconds is the point where you can take knees, so still at 51, this is...
Yeah, they're still gonna have to run the plays here. But he's gonna let the clock roll all the way down.
I've seen teams run straight backwards before.
Oh yeah.
To take off about 6 seconds, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that here.
Especially with an athletic quarterback, you get him to dance around. Yeah, there you go, right? Just get him to dance around for a couple of seconds.
Picard will take the knee. Still 10 seconds separating the game clock and the play clock, so... I mean, it's pretty much over, but you never just want to assume.
Yeah. Down on that sidelines for Coach McNabb, it's not going to feel like it's over until that final buzzer goes and they can celebrate as champions. And if this is his last game, in fact, before retirement, then what a last game it was. And congratulations to him on a tremendous career and to his program for being the absolute benchmark for Tier 3 football in the province.
The Cochrane crowd is up. One more knee from Ethan Picard, and it's over. The Cochrane Cobras have won a 7th straight provincial championship.
And just look at the euphoria those young men are experiencing, and well-deserved. What a game.
It was a good crowd all game from both sides. Cochrane will make the long drive home a little happier. You can see the fans recording for some of the grade 12 parents. This will be possibly the last time some of these guys step on the football field for the Cobras. They've got some pretty strong relations to some teams across Alberta, like in the PFC. A few of their players last year committed to the Calgary Colts, so a lot of their careers aren't over, but for a few of them, this will be the last time they touch the gridiron.
Yeah, I would expect some of these players to go on to play junior and university football, but you're right. For so many of these grade 12s, this is going to be their last game of organized football, and it can't end in any better way than a provincial championship for these guys.
And for Holy Rosary, such a strong season to come up just short in the end. It's a bit of a tragic loss, but I don't think there's too much reason to hang your head today.
No, they can be proud of the season they had, but you know, I'm sure for Coach Oreo and the people in that program, it's what does it take to get over the hump to beat Cochrane, right? Because they haven't been able to. But hey, the rest of the province is saying, what does it take to get over the hump to beat one of these guys just to get to this game, right? So, again, two fantastic programs.
These teams have played 6 provincial champions straight, and Cochrane has won all 6. So we're going to give it over to the in-house announcer for the medal presentation. This has been an IC Live Procast for Connor Toffin and Chad Hill. We'll be back after the announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join us in congratulating both teams on an outstanding performance and a great game. If we could draw your attention to midfield, we will commence with a presentation of the championship and finalist plaques. The medals will be handed out this year due to COVID restrictions, but coaches have been given the team medals to distribute in the locker room. The official party presenting the plaques and banners for today's game will be George Grant, ASAA Football Commissioner, Deanna Metro, ASAA Director of Provincial Championships and Member Services, and John Patton, ASAA Executive Director. At this time, we'd like to ask the captains of today's provincial finalists, the Holy Rosary Raiders, to please come forward to receive their finalist plaque. Congratulations to the Holy Rosary Raiders on an outstanding season. And now, with the captains of the provincial champion Cochrane Cobras, please come forward to accept the championship plaque and banner emblematic of provincial supremacy at the Tier 3 level for the province of Alberta for 2021. Thank you for your attendance, ladies and gentlemen, and have a safe drive home.
That's it for the Tier 3 provincials here at Commonwealth. The Cochrane Cobras, off the backs of Sean and Ethan Clazy, with 240 team rushing yards, are Tier 3 champions, winning by a final score of 15-7.